Hello, we're here with Mary Lou Fulton Teachers College, and we're here with Jenny Crandell today for this video to talk a little bit about reaching out to students individually when they are struggling and offer support and assistance. Jenny, I got to talk with you just a little bit. You've got a wonderful story of how you're reaching out to students and what that kind of looks like when students are struggling. So I really enjoyed the opening of the story, the premise that all these students and every faculty member, I'm sure, is in your position. There's so many students, and how do you actually support so many of them? So share again with me how many emails you sent out, and then what actually resulted. That it wasn't as much work as you thought it was going to be. It sounded so. I'm so open with that story, and share with our faculty how you reach out to students.
Okay, so at midterm time, when I was going through student work and grading, I realized that a lot of them were confused or were not turning in what they needed to, were not completing what they needed to. And so out of my 75 students, I think I ended up sending about 60 emails. Of course, it was, a copy paste, so that wasn't too much work, but letting them know that I'm here, helping them understand where they, might have made an error, and if they had any questions that they could reach out to me. And I had so many email back and say, thank you so much for caring enough to let me know I have these questions. When can we meet? And so I just set up Zoom conferences with a lot of them. I had a lot of Zoom office hours, and so many of them were just like, "Thank you so much. That totally cleared it up. I was just confused." But I did have a few that were experiencing, life challenges, and that were struggling emotionally, financially, mentally, and so I was able to then utilize the ASU resources that are available through by filling out an SOS form for the students. And Jeff Tellen, the financial coach, actually connected with several of them and helped them get financial aid. I gave them information on the Pitchfork Pantry for those who are struggling with food and just didn't have what they needed. And I have had quite a few of them email back or call and let me know that that meant so much to them. And because of that, they were able to finish strong, have the motivation, and they just appreciated that connection. And it was easy for me. It wasn't over the top, a lot of extra work. It was just helping them to know that I'm here, even though I don't see them in person. So
And so when you had your Zoom meetings, I mean, was that just being able to see your students? Because that in-person experience, right? Sometimes when you have that in-person experience, sometimes students are willing to sort of walk to the front of the class, or walk up to you and have the courage that they need to get the help that they need. But it sounds like you use Zoom calls to do that, right? So
yeah, I think
the,
it was easier for them because it wasn't in front of any other students. They were able to ask whatever questions that they had. And I had a student specifically who just broke down in tears and said, I've never reached out to my professors, and let me tell you my story. And because she was able to tell me her story, I was able to understand what was going on and get her the help that she needed. And I told her, reach out to your professors more. The more we know, the better we're able to help you. And that just wouldn't have happened if I hadn't done the reaching out first. So it really, she ended up with an A, and I was really proud of her. So
that's great, and it's wonderful that it ended that way. That they strove to the next, and they
yeah.
found something within that helped them to take to the next level. So that's wonderful. So I guess so I really appreciate that you have this wonderful story to share, and to really encourage faculty just to reach out and be human beings and be able to support them, because we all care about education deeply, right? We're in this profession, to educate and to share and to help people grow. And I just think this is great that students are responding to that, right? That we're responding to
They
the
just
times
need
that we're
that
in.
connection, and yeah, exactly.
That's terrific. Jenny, if there's anything else that you want to, faculty that are considering this or maybe struggling with reaching out, is there anything else that you want to say to encourage them, or to really um, yeah, help each other? What's the hey, like the Sun Devil, like what is like the Sun Devil like passion that you want to like impart on the faculty that are watching this video at this moment?
Well, I just think that our students they need us, and they need us to care about them as more than just a number or, a grade in their book. They're human, and right now they're experiencing an extra hard time. College is hard as it is, but this is even more difficult. And so the fact that we can send an email, which doesn't take very long, and that can make the difference, it's totally worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. Just using the simple things we have.
Yep.
That's wonderful. Well, thank you so much for sharing this strategy. Definitely, sometimes our strategies aren't big, amazing things. They're just us reaching out and using the simple tools we already have in our hands. So I'm glad that you're able to show that. This strategy was more about using what we have and just bringing your whole self to work, right? And all these wonderful things, with all this encouragement. And here you are with a wonderful life story. So thank you for this time and for showing this strategy. Jenny, this has been wonderful talking with you today. All right, faculty, you've heard it from Jenny. Go out there and be encouraging to your students. Reach out. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.